Guys, welcome back to Only F. I feel like in today's video I want to give you an update on my health and everything that happened after I got the ultrasound. So basically I did some urine samples for all of the other visits that I had, and it came back that I had some blood in my urine, not visible to the eye but microscopically. So they had me go see a urologist, and basically all of that was fine. My bladder and all that was fine. But when I went to see him, he found out that I had a enlarged uterus. So he said that it was around 3 centimeters larger than normal. So they scheduled me with an OBGYN, and they said that I was going to have to do some ultrasounds. My idea of ultrasound was like when the ladies get pregnant, you put the like gel and you can see through the stomach. So she did that, but she said that she couldn't see what she needed to see, and she needed to do a vaginal ultrasound. I've never got one of those before. I don't have biological kids, so this was all like very, very scary for me. But I'm like, okay. So she gets the tool, which looks to me like a really large dildo, but like on a stick, you know. She sticks it up my vagina, and she begins to try to get all the images she needs. Now, it did feel uncomfortable because at times she was pressing down. To me, it felt like towards my anus, and I'm like, I thought you were trying to get pictures of the uterus. But it was difficult for her to find my left ovary, and so I was getting worried just because how she was talking and her demeanor. And then I was kind of asking her, like, what do you see or what are you looking for? And she was like, well, we have to leave that up to the doctor. So anyway, she finishes her exam and she tells me to go in a waiting room. I sit in the waiting room for about 20 minutes. It seemed like forever. And then the doctor called me back. And so this is where everything just went like downhill for me. It went so bad, and it's basically taking me this long to even talk about it because I was just like in shock of the news. So she comes in and she tells me that I have fibroids, and I know a lot of women have fibroids, so that wasn't the big shock. But she also said that I had like some enlarged mass, like tumors. They could be non-cancerous or cancerous, and she basically was saying she recommend a hysterectomy, and that the only way I would know is by getting a biopsy. So at this point, I'm already in the hospital. She's like, we can do it here. She's like bringing all these papers in. The nurse is coming with all of these tools, scalpels, scissors, all kind of stuff. And I have anxiety, really, really bad anxiety. So when I went to the hospital, I thought I was just going for an ultrasound. I ended up having to get a vaginal ultrasound as well. Plus, she did an exam, and now she wants to do this biopsy. I'm in there going crazy, like going crazy in my mind. But I'm like, I don't want to come back if I have to get it. Anyway, I might as well just let her get it. She's like, the results could be back in 7 days, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, Stella, let's stop being a baby. You know, I'm talking to myself in my head. Stop being a baby. You could do this. Just get the biopsy. Okay, I didn't have time to like research what a biopsy was or anything. So I was like mentally not prepared for what was going to happen next. Like, it was absolutely crazy. Me talking about it right now, I'm still getting teary-eyed. So basically, you lay down on a doctor's table as you would when you get a pap smear. And I had not gotten my pap smear yet for the year. So she was like, while she's down there, she'll just do the pap smear as well, the normal pap smear that you're supposed to get. So she proceeds to do that first. That went fine. Then she is trying to get through my uterus wall. But because I haven't had any children, my uterus lining is thick. So basically, she's scraping and pulling and prying or whatever she's doing in there that felt like the worst pain in America, and she couldn't get to what she needed, and I was like done. I was like, it is too much pain, it can't go further. Now at this time, there was no medication given to me, no numbing, nothing given to me. So basically, she did all of that work. I felt all of that pain for an incomplete biopsy. So at this point, I am crying, like tears is just like it's just going, flowing, tears. So she's like, I'm gonna give you some time to get yourself together. Like, it's okay. Like, a lot of women have this issue, blah, blah, blah. And I am just like, what if I have cancer? This pain is just crazy. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I sit in there probably 5 minutes. She comes back and she's like, we need to talk about the next procedures, like the next steps. And I'm like, okay. So she's like, you have two options. You can option one, do everything that we just did again, and they can give you something that's supposed to help shed your uterus lining. She said that's a 70% chance that it will work, 30% chance that it won't. And honestly, because I think I never had children, my bet is that it wouldn't work on me. So that was option one. And option two was I could be put to sleep and then they could do what they got to do, and then I'll wake up. Now, I still was like scared and I guess a little bit like out of sorts, because at the end of the day, she was recommending a hysterectomy. And I can't have children, but I did go through my time of wanting kids, which that time has passed. I don't want any children anymore. But I don't know, something about getting a full hysterectomy, like I don't know the consequences of that. I know what my body is right now, but I was researching it later on and I realized there's some positives and some negatives. I think it depends on the person and their body, to be honest. But I don't know. I was like going crazy because of all the things I had already heard about a hysterectomy and what if I have cancer and all of these things. I didn't know enough about uterus cancer. Like when they tell you, you could have uterus cancer. She's like, I'm not telling you that you have cancer. We have to get the biopsy first to determine if it is cancerous or not. So at this point, I am balling out of control. She's like, do you want me to call anyone for you? And I was like, my husband's in the lobby. So she basically brings my husband in. She tells my husband everything that, she told me. But because I was in such a heightened anxiety state, I couldn't even comprehend all of that stuff to like tell my husband. So she told him. And basically, our appointment was like super early. It was like 10 o'clock. And with all of that news, we were done. We were like just done. So I took a week to think about what I wanted to do. And I decided to get put to sleep. So I am going to get put to sleep so that they can do the biopsy, because I want to know sooner rather than later if I have cancer or not. And the next steps that I need to take to, make this be a thing of the past. So I am scheduled May 31st to see I guess she's like a top OBGYN. I'm not sure what her exact title is, but she's the one that's going to do the biopsy procedure. You do have to do a consult of everything that you need and whatever preparation you need before there. I have been doing some research on if you needed a hysterectomy, you can do like a 3-point hysterectomy. I don't know, with like some machines, or they can do vaginal, or they can do like a cut. I feel like I want to go the vaginal way, because I don't think I want all of those scars on my stomach. I don't really know. I'm just hoping that my biopsy comes back clear. And then if it's not cancer, I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to go through with the hysterectomy. I don't know. Let me know. Have you guys had those problems before? If you had fibroids, did you get them removed? I don't know. Did you leave them in there if they weren't cancerous? Let me know what you did in the comments below. I would sure want to know. But my experience with one without medicine is just not it. I could not do it. I feel like you need to be put to sleep or have some pain medication or numbing or something. Do not get a biopsy without some medication. For me, I don't know. I do have a low pain tolerance, but it was the worst experience of my life. I would never do it again. So that is going to be it for the video. I hope that gave you a little bit of information in case you need a biopsy, or if you're thinking about getting a hysterectomy, and my first initial thoughts around all of this. I'm sure I'll do another video after I get the results and what I decide to actually do. So that is going to be it for today's video. I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.